Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you've somewhat recovered from the weekend debacle. Leeds United really suffering against Manchester United. And I'm here to bring you a rumour mill, the most consistent rumour, transfer, whatever you want to call it, on the internet for Leeds United. We're going strong now. I think we're nearly at 2 years of the rumour mill. I mentioned it the other day, but yeah, it's absolute chaos. But thank you so much for everybody. I've got some absolutely unbelievable followers. There's 16,500 of you now, so thank you so much. And you all tuned in for the rumour mill. I'm here to provide you with hopefully some decent content. So what did we learn over the weekend? Well, if you watched my 5 things video yesterday, if you watched my review video, what we learned is that Leeds United need some bodies in my personal opinion, and that's why this rumour mill is absolutely perfect today, because it sort of is in the heat of the moment, isn't it? And you know, sometimes you don't like talking in the heat of the moment because it's not as reflective as it could be in terms of sitting back and thinking for a couple of days and on what you want and who you want in there. But listen, I think Leeds United need a little bit more depth. I think we need something out wide and something in the middle, and I think every single Leeds fan would probably reiterate that point. So let's get into some of the rumours that we've heard this morning. So Ryan Kent, this is what we spoke about the other week on the rumour mill. It's someone who I would love Leeds United to go out and get. I think it would be perfect in terms of the system, how Ryan Kent influences games for Rangers and has influenced games for Barnsley and Bristol City through his development. Obviously once of Liverpool as well, very, very highly rated. And I think he's the perfect player. Bielsa's always wanted him. Bielsa's always wanted him and Dan James. We've known that. We've seen that. We've heard that reported from top sources. And it seems like 20 million is a little bit too much for Leeds United. The Athletic today are reporting that Leeds United could be priced out of a move for the Rangers winger Kent, despite their elimination from the Champions League. Obviously, this is what we were talking about last week in terms of Rangers being eliminated from the Champions League. What are Ryan Kent's goals in Scotland now? Obviously, he's won the league. Does he want to keep winning the Scottish League, or does he want to head south at some point? And if he does want to head south, could Leeds United be that perfect venture for him? I would see it as a great move for Ryan Kent, and I'd see it as a great move for Leeds United. I think it will be a perfect one. But once again, Ryan Kent is a very, very good player. So would he be looking to be starting for Leeds? And this was the whole problem with Conor Gallagher, wasn't it? Conor Gallagher didn't come to Leeds, from what we've heard, because he wasn't guaranteed first team game time. And with Bielsa always wanting Ryan Kent, allegedly, according to multiple spouts of speculation, would he sort of like be that person in Bielsa's head who would go in for Harrison or would go in for Rafinha? Obviously, normally he naturally plays on the left-hand side, but Bielsa clearly does love Ryan Kent, and I believe if the price became available, he would go and do that deal. They would go and do that deal. So I wonder where he would fit into this Leeds United side, but it is something I would definitely be looking at doing if you know I was I guess in the recruitment office at Leeds United. But Phil Hayes said at the right price, I'm sure Bielsa would be interested, but Rangers have been talking about 20 million and Leeds wouldn't be keen to stretch to that. He likes Kent, we know that. My gut feeling is Bielsa would prefer Kent or James, and there you go. And I think that's something that we've been talking about for a while now, isn't it? I think Daniel James and Kent, they're very, very similar in terms of explosiveness, and I think that those two would make the biggest effect in this Leeds United side. And I think the reason Bielsa wants them more than anything is because Leeds United have that ability to mould them into top players, which I think Bielsa likes in terms of development. And guys, we've all been speaking about Matheus Cunha, haven't we, on the rumour mill for a while now, but it does look like Atletico Madrid have joined the race for the Brazilian, as they did with Rodrigo de Paul. They ended that saga, and it looks like they're about to end this saga as well. It looks like Atletico Madrid are making an approach for the central attacking midfielder. According to Fabrizio Romano, the reigning La Liga title holders are working on signing the Hertha Berlin star. Leeds have been credited with an interest, but Atletico appear to be winning the race. And this is what I said earlier on, wasn't it, in the rumour mill last week, that he's going to end up going to a top club, and it looks like it's following that exact same Rodrigo de Paul blueprint, where we're going to be seeing Matheus Cunha playing at the upper echelon of European football for years and years to come. So that one's scraped off. I didn't ever see that one as realistic, to be quite honest with you. I just think his profile's a little bit too high for Leeds United at this moment in time in terms of acquiring someone like him. You know, he made all the right moves on social media, but when you get in a team with Champions League football, who are knocking on the door and ready to pay the asking price. I just never thought it was that realistic with Leeds United, to be honest with you. There's publications as well this morning saying that apparently NANDEZ is on Leeds' radar again. Apparently, Cagliari are looking to reduce the price tag, and he's back on the Leeds United radar, and I wonder why this is. Obviously, with what's happened at the weekend, the fact that the midfield was completely non-existent there, and obviously journalists are going to put one and one together and make three. There's probably nothing there at all, but it's interesting how there are now rumours coming together about NANDEZ after the weekend's debacle against Manchester United. I think this is going to start heating up in terms of more central midfielders being linked to Leeds United. There was a lot of talk yesterday and over the weekend of, is this going to be Leeds United now gearing into action, and are we now going to take action with this side? Because we've been hammered 5-1, this, that and the other. They're not reactionary. We have a plan. We're a very, very sensible club. We've got great people in charge of the club. Leeds are not going to be reactionary, and I'd hate for my club to be reactionary. I love the fact that we are very, very organised in what we do. We are absolutely meticulous with every single detail, and we go by what Bielsa wants, and we live and die by what Bielsa says, essentially. If anything, he just controls the club with everything that says and goes. So, yeah, we only will... I don't ever see us going out and changing the policy somewhat. Lewis O'Brien is something that is developing as well. Apparently, Leeds United are looking to put another bid in. Crystal Palace are looking to come in for Leeds United's target as well this morning. Lewis O'Brien, apparently, they are now acquiring interest if they can't get a target elsewhere. But apparently, Lewis O'Brien has come out yesterday or behind the scenes, and it was reported yesterday that he wants to join Leeds United. So, I mean, it wouldn't be a big move for him in terms of location. We're just down the road, aren't we? And apparently, Leeds are looking to launch another bid, and that is what I was saying about the Ryan Kent mould, the Dan James mould. Lewis O'Brien is similar in terms of being able to build that player profile up and getting the right ethos as well. Players who are willing to learn, players who are willing to develop, players who want to get up to that next level. I sort of look at Jack Harrison, really, was at top clubs like Ryan Kent and Dan James, but he came to Leeds United, another top club, and we're able to build him up to that next level. I feel like that's what Bielsa loves. He loves a project, you know what I mean? He loves a project. He won't buy a new build. He'd want a scratty house in the middle of nowhere that's going to cost him 200-300 grand to develop and build up. That's what Bielsa would want. Maybe that's why he's not found a house yet, as reported. If he is still living above the sweet shop, we don't know. But yeah, guys, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with Lewis O'Brien. To be quite honest with you, there was also several reports yesterday that apparently Tottenham are lining up a bid for Patrick Bamford if Harry Kane does leave Tottenham. Obviously, we saw yesterday when Manchester City played Tottenham that he was left out of the side, which was very, very telling. It was very strange. I expected him to be there on the team bus, etc., etc. He wasn't. So Patrick Bamford would be an obvious option. The hilarious thing is Tottenham fans tweeting back and saying, why on earth would we go and get him? Well, he did get 17 goals last season. I think he got about 4 or 5 assists as well, potentially even more than that. Was absolutely superb. Should have been in the England squad, but he's a fantastic option for someone like Tottenham, but Leeds will not sell. And it was really interesting what Angus was saying in his pre-match notes, and sorry, not in his pre-match notes, on the square ball, and when he was talking essentially about having their key players, Leeds United's key players, having big offers this summer, but Leeds rejecting them and wanting to keep the cohort and the cohesiveness with that unit and just build on that. And that's great. That's fantastic for every Leeds fan to hear. But apparently he is on Tottenham's radar. But according to the Telegraph as well, Mike McGrath, who I've brought to you guys before in terms of transfer news, he is very, very good. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not that Harry Kane deal does go through. And I guess we're going to have to keep an eye on it. They have been linked to striker Vlahovic, so keep an eye on that one. But apparently it is between Vlahovic and Patrick Bamford for Tottenham if Harry Kane goes. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. What do you think to today's rumours? Have a great day, of course. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow with some more content. See you in a bit. Cheers.